With Epic Universe opening in 2025, how will each of the other Florida theme parks compete with Universal's new park? Will Disney, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, Fun Spot, and Legoland Florida announce any new rides or attractions in the coming months that's going to open up in 2025? And if so, what kind of rides would they be? And later in the video, I'm going to share with you a rumor that I've heard a few times now that's going to affect everyone who plans on visiting Universal Orlando and Epic Universe in 2025. So you are not going to want to miss out on that. Epic Universe is going to be a game changer. There's no doubt about that. From the themed areas, the rides, to the incredible looking roller coasters, it's going to be something special. Epic is going to be the first new ground-up theme park to open in Florida since Universal opened Islands of Adventure in 1999. Ever since Epic was announced and we started to learn what type of rides and attractions that would be located within the new theme park, I have been predicting that Disney is going to take a major hit. Even more so than SeaWorld Orlando, and I'll explain why that is here shortly. Disney has operated the same 4 theme parks since Animal Kingdom opened in 1998, which was also 1 year before Islands. And Disney, still in my opinion, has not been able to make Animal Kingdom a full-day park yet. And with how long it takes Disney to build new attractions, unless it's a pure miracle, I do not think Disney is going to open up any new major attractions in 2025. And in this case, I'm referring to new ground-up attractions. There is no question that over the last few years, Disney has gone downhill and lost some of its magic. Ever since the Wizarding World of Harry Potter opened at Islands of Adventure, little by little, each year, Universal attracts more visitors who are now staying longer at their parks than ever before. And now that Universal has opened Volcano Bay, their new water theme park, and of course Epic in 2025, people that once stayed a whole week at Disney are now intrigued to stay for the same length of time over at Universal. With Walt Disney World not set to open a new attraction in 2025, and I do not count the retheme of Splash Mountain, since the new themed ride will be reusing the same layout. It's time to focus on SeaWorld Orlando, and I predict that this beautiful park will announce a new attraction that will open up in 2025. While the 2 new on-site hotels that the park just announced will not open until 2026, I still predict that 2025 will be a good year for SeaWorld Orlando. I believe that SeaWorld Orlando will open up a new fly-in theater style of attraction in the old Wild Arctic building, or possibly a new flat ride somewhere in the park. While obviously a new flat ride won't draw many visitors away from Epic, keep in mind that SeaWorld Orlando is more of a locals park. So I think that either of those attractions will do really well for the park. And people who will not be able to make it over to Epic Universe, or who do not want to deal with the insane crowds, will just head over and spend a day at SeaWorld instead. With spring right around the corner, now is the best time to get some new coaster riding gear. So be sure to check out keepridingcoasters.com for affordable and comfortable coaster merch. Now it's time for the wildcard park in Orlando, Fun Spot. I predict that their Kissimmee Park will open up a new ride or something in 2025. But it's the Orlando park that I'm keeping my eyes on. That is because I predict that sometime this year, Fun Spot will announce that they are building a new RMC single rail coaster for 2025. We all know that RMC has one single rail coming to a US park, but we don't know which park yet. It would be a genius move for Fun Spot to announce a Florida first, a first of its kind coaster coming to Florida to open up at their Orlando location. I predict that this coaster would be around 140 feet tall and would be easily seen from I-4 and the Universal Parking Garage area. Talk about free marketing. Plus, this ties into the rumors that the Fun Spot parks have a 3-coaster contract with RMC, after the ever so impressive Air Force One coaster opened at their Atlanta park, heading west on I-4 to Legoland, Florida. And while this awesome park is kind of in its own little bubble, I feel like they too also have big plans for 2025. So big that I predict that the park will be opening their first roller coaster since the Great Lego Race opened in 2011, which would also become the park's fourth coaster. And just like Fun Spot Orlando, this coaster would also be a Florida first. With Legoland quickly closing and removing the Fly-In School, their Vekoma Family Hang and Bang coaster recently, I think this is the area of the park that we need to keep our eyes on. As to which type of coaster, I predict that Legoland Florida will be opening a brand new B&M Family Wing Coaster in 2025. This type of ride just makes perfect sense, and we've already seen Merlin add 2 new family B&M coasters last year, and one of them being a family B&M wing coaster that opened up at the Legoland Park in Germany. A ride like this would be huge for Legoland Florida, even if it's not an extreme coaster. No one would have made that bet that Florida's first ever wing coaster would open up at Legoland Florida and not at Busch Gardens Tampa or SeaWorld Orlando. Now, before I share with you the rumor regarding how you'll be able to access Epic Universe, we really do need to talk about what Busch Gardens Tampa has planned in 2025. And let's be honest, they could have nothing planned since the park might not be too concerned with Epic Universe given the fact they're 75 miles apart from each other. Not to mention, but the park is also opening up the very impressive looking Phoenix Rising, their brand new B&M Family Inverted Coaster in 2024. However, Busch Gardens Tampa always markets its park wherever you are in Orlando, and there is one type of ride that would kill a lot of buzz from Epic and really pay off well for Busch Gardens Tampa. A roller coaster that would shatter the Florida height record and the speed record, and also become the longest coaster in Florida. Rumors have been floating around for years now regarding Busch Gardens Tampa adding a new record-breaking Giga coaster to the park. Now, I might not be the smartest person ever, however, I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, so I'm feeling pretty confident in this. But a Giga coaster at BGT could very well get announced this year. And yes, I am aware that Busch Gardens Tampa has a height restriction of around 200 some feet, but that does not always stop the parks from being able to add tall attractions. And we've already seen this very same park do this when they opened the 335 foot tall Falcon's Fury drop tower in 2014, which is just a tower, so that is why it was allowed. But what if the park would build a brand new Intamin vertical launch coaster that was over 300 feet tall? The structure for this style of ride is more tower-like than your typical Giga coaster, so it could possibly work. To add some feel to this fire, the SeaWorld parks were supposed to dump a ton of money into Project 2025 at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, which was rumored to be a brand new RMC hybrid coaster that was around 220 feet tall. But now, that project was shelved in favor of a new family B&M inverted coaster opening in 2025. In this surprising move, I think maybe the money that the chain saved just by that move could have been shifted to BGT to make their 2025 project even larger, hence the Giga. Now, as far as the Epic Universe rumors go, from what I'm being told, Universal will not be offering an annual pass for Epic Universe. You will only be allowed to purchase day tickets to the park, at least until the hype dies down a little bit for the park. While this does suck, I truly do understand it, because once Epic opens, I'm sure not all the attractions or the restaurants will be opening on opening day. Then that means it's going to be a cluster if you have a ton of annual pass holders there checking out the new park, as well as everyone who purchased a day ticket. I could see Universal giving annual pass holders a discounted ticket option if they wanted to go experience Epic. Either way, we should all be ecstatic that a brand new world-class theme park is opening up here in America, and the park itself looks absolutely amazing. Whether you're planning on visiting Epic Universe in 2025 or not, I think it's a safe bet that a few of the Florida parks are going to be upping their game in 2025 to really brave the epic storm of this new park. A park that's going to change Orlando forever. Are you curious as to when are the best times to visit Orlando? If so, this helpful video breaks down all the best times for you to visit. So what are your thoughts on Epic Universe, and how do you think other parks are going to fare in 2025? As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.